If you're a dog owner here in Speedway, Indiana, you already know what a special town this is. And this is your complete guide to finding just the right professional trainer so you and your dog can enjoy everything our community has to offer.
We're going to walk through 5 key things today. First, we'll talk about what training for life in Speedway actually looks like. Then, we'll get into trainer credentials, talk costs and formats, cover the questions you need to ask, and wrap up with local rules and resources.
So, first up, what makes having a dog here so unique? Well, living in Speedway means you're navigating everything from quiet neighborhood sidewalks to the excitement of Main Street. Good training is so much more than just commands. It's about being a great neighbor.
And that's really what it's all about, right? Whether you're just taking a walk past the Indianapolis Motor Speedway or you're out grabbing a coffee, a calm, well-behaved dog just makes life better for you, for them, and for everyone else. It's all about fitting right into our town.
Okay, so how do you find the right person to help you get there? It all starts with understanding what actually makes a trainer qualified. We're going to break down the different philosophies and credentials that really count.
You know, the standard for modern, effective dog training is something called positive reinforcement. Basically, instead of correcting your dog when they do something wrong, you reward them for doing something right. It works wonders, and it builds this amazing, trusting bond between you two. Now, all these acronyms can look a little confusing, but they tell you a lot. A CPTTKA, for example, tells you a trainer has a really solid foundation in general skills. But if you see something like IABC-CDBC, that's a signal that they have specialized expertise in more complex issues, like anxiety or reactivity. And this brings us to a really crucial point. You want to look for trainers who use these reward-based methods. The correction-based approaches, the ones that rely on intimidation or making the dog uncomfortable, well, they can actually create brand new problems, like fear or even aggression. And nobody wants that. All right, let's get into the practical side of things. Once you know what you're looking for in a training style, you have to find a program that actually fits your budget and your dog's specific needs. So here's a little peek at what you can probably expect to budget. These are the average costs for our area, here in Speedway in Marion County. You can see the different ranges, from puppy classes, which are a great value, all the way up to more intensive programs like a board and train. Cost is one piece of the puzzle, for sure. But the other is the training format itself. Every option has its own pros and cons, so let's compare the most common ones and see which might be the best fit for you. Group classes are just fantastic for general manners and, of course, for helping your dog learn to focus when other dogs are around. But if you're dealing with something very specific at home, like your dog bolting out the front door, the one-on-one attention you get in a private lesson is usually the fastest way to solve it. So now you know about the methods, the costs, and the formats. You're ready to start talking to some trainers. This whole section is about giving you the right questions so you can make a choice you feel really good about. You should really think of this like an interview. I mean, you're hiring a professional to work with a member of your family. Asking smart, direct questions is how you make sure you find the perfect partner for this journey. Here is a super simple checklist for any time you talk to a trainer. I want you to pay close attention to number 5. Clarify your role. Great training involves you just as much as your dog. It's so important to know what you're expected to do between sessions to get that real, lasting success. Okay, let's bring it all back home. Applying all these new skills means you need to know our local rules and, just as important, the best places to go practice right here in and around Speedway. These are the fundamentals that every dog owner in Speedway should know. We're part of Marion County, so their leash law applies to us. A current rabies vaccination is required by the state. And of course, being mindful of barking just helps keep our neighborhoods peaceful for everyone. And that leash law is pretty specific. Your leash can't be any longer than 6 feet when you're in a public area. This is for your dog's safety and control, and for the comfort of everybody else out and about.
So, where can you practice that perfect loose leash walk? Well, Speedway Town Park is great for everyday situations, and the trails over at Eagle Creek Park are perfect for working on focus when there are bigger distractions, like other people and wildlife.
Now, for any off-leash work, especially that super important come command, you absolutely have to use a designated fenced-in area. The Marion County dog parks, like the ones at Broad Ripple or Paul Ruster, are the safe and legal places to do it. You know, with the right trainer and some consistent practice, you'll open up a whole new world of things you can do together. You'll feel confident enough to enjoy an afternoon at a local park, have friends over without any stress, and just enjoy a peaceful walk through your own neighborhood. Happy training, and enjoy all the adventures you have ahead of you.